Yo, yo, yo. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of WIP Wednesday Live. This is Matt, your host. And it's a weekly live stream where I usually customize, chat with fellow collectors and customizers, and chat with all you fine people in the chat. It seems like we've already got some people in here, which is very awesome. Thank you guys for being here. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed, please do that as well. Hit the notification bell so that way you can be in the loop on if I ever go live earlier than I normally do. In this instance, that is happening today. We're 2 hours earlier than our normal time, which works great for our East Coast viewers. Both of the people who are joining me tonight are both on that time zone, so we've moved it up a bit to accommodate them, so make sure that they can be here and not have to worry about staying up super late and getting up super early. So, oh, somebody's saying black screen. Quebec Diorama says black screen. Can anybody see me? Can everybody see me okay? I don't know if anyone can see me, but if anybody can or can't, please just let me know. When we were... Oh, can't see me, eh? That's weird. Okay, I'm going to try this. There. I'm in the void. That's so weird. Can you guys see me now? You can see the overlay, but not me. Lucky you guys. Okay, let me do this. Stop screen. How about now? Better? Man. Okay, we'll have to figure this out in a minute. Oh, there we go. Jared, what's up? Hopefully that works better. What I think I just did was I was sharing a just blurry. Okay, I think it'll catch up in a minute. Hopefully. I don't know. Woo! Going hot. Okay. So let's get into this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so last week I did some sculpting on this Warbird custom. I've made quite a bit of progress in the last few days. I will be posting some pictures this week in the next couple days. But yeah, tonight we want to focus on something else. So tonight I have two guests. We are the organizers of the legendary Secret Swap. Right now we have the legendary Secret Santa happening. Reveals are kind of in motion, and tonight we're going to be reviewing all of those reveals thus far, as well as actually opening a reveal live. So pretty excited. So please welcome my guests, Ethan Suplee Customs, aka Wes, and Draven Arts, aka Josh. Hi guys.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Good. How's it going, man?
My cat has decided to join us.
Aw, you brought your cat.
This is Marshmallow. She's 14 pounds.
She looks like she's unimpressed, if I'm being honest.
It's great timing like that.
It's apparent. I'm getting people telling me that we're super delayed. It says connection's unstable, but I don't know why, because I'm plugged in. So yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I hope it'll just work itself out, but if it's a problem, I might actually have to like shut down and restart. So are you guys seeing and hearing me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully this will just work itself out.
Yeah, you are. I mean, I'd say Draven's a little clearer than you are on my screen.
That's not a good thing.
Okay, guys. So I figured what we could maybe start with is maybe have Wes open his figure first, and then we could dive into some reveals. But before we do that, do you guys want to just introduce yourselves and tell everybody who you are and what you do and what you collect and all that jazz? Maybe start with Wes, and then we'll move over to Josh.
Yeah. So
I would give you the screen, Wes, but like I don't know how exciting it is to just. This is Wes.
He's feeling very boxy tonight.
Yeah, it'd be a little too complicated to try to make it face me at the moment. So, yeah. So I'm Wes, Ethan Suplee Customs, and been a organizer of this event for, I don't know, this is 11 years actually, 11 years. Except this is the first year as Legendary Secret Swap, Legendary Secret Santa Swap. Anyways, previously ran the event on thefwoosh.com, and so now we're doing things on Insta, and it's really cool. I collect mostly Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe, vintage G.I. Joe, but now also G.I. Joe Classified.
Nice.
And as far as truthfully, my collection goes much deeper than that, but that's what I'm actively collecting. And everything
Your collection
else
puts mine to shame. Like yours is crazy.
Yeah, it's out of control.
It is.
So, yeah, in my mind, those are the things I collect. But in reality, I have something from just about every toy line that exists from the 80s from the 80s to the mid 90s, I'd say. And I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to really focus on Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe, vintage and classified. But I do have some other stuff mixed in there. I've definitely been getting into the NECA Ninja Turtles movie stuff, and also the Universal Monsters NECA Ninja Turtle crossover. That shit is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. That Donnie is sweet, man.
Yeah. And on top of that, I've also been selectively collecting some of the NECA Ninja Turtles animated figures based on just like favorites from my childhood. So I just have a few select figures like Muckman and Wingnut and Screwloose and
Nice.
Usagi Yojimbo. So I've got a few of those, and just about honestly just about everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even last second picked up the Premium DNA Mad Balls line.
Oh, nice.
And
did you get them in? Are they in hand yet? Do you have them yet?
Oh yeah, I've had them for months.
How are they? How's the quality?
So those are actually really pretty good. I will say I just saw, I think it's Pack Rat Studios maybe that just posted some reviews of the Barnyard Commandos line that didn't look too great. But the Mad Balls line was really good.
Nice. I'm worried about it because I ordered stuff, the Battletoads. So
yeah. If you look at Pack Rat Studios comments on the Barnyard Commandos figures, he definitely kind of goes into where the joints, like there's paint on the joints that kind of comes off
and they rub off. Yeah.
And he also had the paint apps were so thick that one of the legs fell out because there was so much paint gunked up inside. Yeah.
That's not good.
But because of his comments, it looks like Premium DNA actually is reaching out to him to try to get those whatever he needs to do to get replaced. Yeah, which is cool. That's cool.
That's great. Yeah, that is great. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here, and thanks for collecting a million things so we can all vicariously live through you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Draven, hello.
How we doing?
We have the return of the Viking hat.
Yes. I'd like to say it's a winter thing, but I just pretty much wear it whenever. So
it's a
my wife made it, so I got to represent.
I get it. It works with the beard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the beard's getting up there, starting to get some below collarbone length hair. So
I like it. I
thought you just had on a really hairy turtleneck.
I have one of those too. Yeah, just not tonight.
Oh shit, that's great. Why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do?
Very cool.
I'm gonna give you the screen because we can see you. There you go. Oh.
I usually just go by Draven. Million Joshes in the world, but I'm fortunate enough to pretty much be customizing full time. I've got a side hustle who doesn't, just to make a little extra money. Kids are expensive as hell, right? But I've been running the Draven Art Ltd, my own business for just about a year now. Still getting off the ground, just scratching the surface of 3D modeling, which is very, very difficult. I got a newfound respect. Not that I didn't have it before, but for anybody that does that, it's definitely a rabbit hole. There's a lot to learn. So with that, like I said, very grateful to be doing that. Not as much time to devote to it as I hope until all my kiddos are in school, and I'm hoping to really start cranking some stuff out. But good work takes time. So I'm kind of different as far as my collecting goes. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, at least the early years. I haven't really enjoyed many of the later games, but I do have, as you can see, most of my stuff. I'm one of those weird inbox collectors. I've got 8. Final Fantasy 8 is my go-to. So as you can see, I've got some other stuff I really like. Anything obscure is my Boondock Saints figures over there, the Crow, things in that. But with Wes, I've been a huge fan of the TMNT movie figures. Mainly the first movie. I was a big fan of the first movie. So
yeah.
I've got everything that they've put out except for the one that came in the Loot Crate, the Splinter. I didn't get the.
Nice. That's a cool figure, but
yeah, I know, and I was a little bit late to the party collecting those, so that's the main reason I don't have that. But that's about it. I pretty much whatever Marvel Legends. I never was much of a comic guy, but if something looks really cool, I'll pick it up. Like the Angela Guardians of the Galaxy figure. It's one of my favorite figures of all time. It's just an awesome figure. So
yeah, it's a cool figure.
Nice. That's what.
Before we dive into this, I'm just gonna acknowledge the chat and see who's here. So there's a bunch of people here. So Quebec Diorama says, "Yo, what up, man?" Marcus E in the house. How's it going? NYC Figure Fanatic says, "Early show. I like it. Thank you for joining us." Usually you just pop in and say hello, so it's nice that you could join us. Nerf Herder says hello, and he just subscribed to the channel, so thanks, man. Appreciate that. Nike Boy J, what's up, dude? Thanks for being here, as always. Jared Fouts, he was agreeing, saying that no one could see me, so. And who else we got? That's it. Morning Wolf's here. Hey, dude, how's it going? We'll be looking at his work tonight as we jump into this. And Nike Boy says, "Where's Jordan to greet everyone?" Jordan from Canada is currently absent, so hopefully he will come in at 9 when we usually start. I'm guessing that's probably what happened. He's probably going to roll in here at 9 o'clock and be like, "What the fuck?" All right. So I'm going to turn the camera over to Wes, and he received his Secret Santa gift. When he got home yesterday, so we thought it would be cool that he could actually open it on the stream. So I'm gonna let you take it over, Wes.
All right. Yeah, and so I'm assuming this is the Secret Santa gift, but if it's not,
imagine it's not. It's like a Christmas gift from somebody else.
If it's like just something,
it's something from Pink Cherry, man. I don't know.
I did not recognize the name on the package. I did remove the name to protect the innocent, but I didn't recognize the name on the package. So I'm assuming that this is my Secret Santa gift.
Awesome.
So
hopefully it is.
Yeah, I guess we're about to find out. So I have not, full disclaimer, I have not opened this yet. I've not looked at it. And despite being an organizer of the event, I actually do not know what this is.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I steered clear.
You were able to, because I just kind of took care of that stuff. Yeah. So then that's kind of great.
Yeah.
Oh, then this is awesome. I obviously know what this is. So
yeah, I legitimately, not only do I not know what it is, but I also don't really remember what I had on my list. Even
better.
So
you're gonna I know you'll like this. So if it's if it's actually your Secret Santa.
All right. Well, let's find out.
This for me, I would be cutting myself open at this point. Having to go to the emergency room.
All right, there's a lot of air in here, so yes, this is looking promising. That this is probably the Secret Santa gift.
Woo! Oh yeah, that is.
Oh yes, it is.
Oh,
my goodness. All right.
That already looks great. Uh-oh, did we lose an antenna?
We did, but you know what? Turns out I'm a customizer, so I think we're going to be okay. It looks like a simple fix. I don't know how you would actually protect that any better than that.
That's a hard thing to stop from that happening.
We shipping those bikes to you up in Canada there, man.
Yeah, right.
3D printed microphones didn't make it so well.
Nah, they were a struggle to get through, but that's okay. Man, that looks crazy good.
Yeah, that is Wasp in her early Avengers appearance, which is a figure that I feel like we've greatly needed. I have no idea why we haven't had it officially, but this is beautiful. This is seriously really beautiful. Here, I'm going to take the camera off of the thingy and kind of get a little closer look. Yeah, this is excellent.
That's a great face paint too. Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Obviously, we're going to forgive the antenna, but you have to pretend that it's on there. I'll fix that later. That's no problem. But yeah, it's fantastic. Man. Oh, and there's like a you can't really, I don't know if you can really.
Oh, it's kind of like iridescent.
Yeah, it's got a sheen to it that is just like a slight silvery overspray. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, man, that's really,
I could not be more happy about this, honestly. Like, seriously, I've wanted this in my collection. I've considered making it myself, but I'm lazy and I pretty much only make customs for swaps. So this is fantastic. I'm like super pumped about this. This is going on my original Avengers display.
Yeah, that looks so good.
Yeah, I've been like, seriously, I've just been place holding with the tiny little Wasp from the old
Ant-Man?
The old Marvel Legends Toy Biz.
Retro? Oh, the Toy Biz one.
The old one. Yeah, the one that's in this costume, but it's like a 5 or 2. Well, it's probably 4 points of articulation, but it's like super tiny.
Right, I know what you're talking about.
Which kind of works, right?
With Legends whatsoever. So,
yeah, that looks great.
That's great. Yeah, I'm not going to manipulate it on screen just because I don't want to mess anything up. But this is fantastic. So, yeah, I'll have to post some pics over on Instagram, and maybe the person who made it's watching. If not, then they'll hopefully see the post on Instagram and on our Legendary Secret Swap page, and they can step forward and claim the work because I have no idea who made it.
This is great. This looks so fucking good.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is seriously perfect. I could not ask for anything better.
Awesome, man. That's the best. That's the best thing you can ask for when you. I will say that it's like that's the one thing I think that like I miss. Like I like doing it with Draven on the summer swap because he was able to hide what I was getting from me, right? So
yeah,
it's kind of nice. But when you're organizing it, it's hard to do that. So
yeah, truthfully, this is one of the only times where I didn't really know what was coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Nice, good score. I like that.
All right, so I think just to make it so that you guys can see me, I'm gonna pop out for a minute and then I'll come right back in here in a couple minutes. Okay.
All right, I'm going to go over kind of the rules and how it all works, and then when you get back, we'll jump into it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, see you in a minute. All right, well, that was fun. I love when you get to do an actual reveal live. That's nice.
Yeah.
Fucking A. So while we're waiting for Wes, I figure I'll just run through with everybody like how the process of this all works. So we do these twice a year. We do Secret Santa, which signups start in August and they end in December, and then we do Summer Swap, which starts in February or March. February.
Yeah, usually I want to get going by the 1st of March.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So you have signups in February, and then you have lists out in March. So the idea is that we run 2 seasons, and then you sign up, you submit a list of characters that you would want someone to make for you, and then you get somebody else's list. The lists aren't like swapped; they're like distributed. So like the person you're making for isn't necessarily the person you're going to get made, like someone's going to make for you. It's all completely randomized. So but yeah, so you send a list, you get a list, and then you have X amount of time to complete it. There's a midpoint check-in to make sure that everything's happening and working the way it's supposed to, and then reveals start. And like Wes was saying, this is the first time we've done this on Instagram, and I have to say that it's going surprisingly smooth. And I also have to say that I'm appreciating the camaraderie within it. Like I was kind of hoping to see, the comments. Like it seems like there's a few people who are literally commenting on like every post, which is nice to see. It's like that was the thing I felt like we were missing a lot from the Fwoosh. Like the last couple years on the Fwoosh, it definitely stopped with the comments. It seemed a lot less talkative in those threads, but it's nice to see that kind of picking up on the main feed for us. So it's awesome. Am I still really laggy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I wish I wasn't. I don't want to
Kind of weird. Like I can see me talking real time, but you're definitely lagging.
Okay, before we get into this, because this next thing is going to take a bit of power. So I think what I'm going to do is I might actually have to shut the stream down and start again. I don't want to do that, but I think I might have to do that. Because I think I'm going to have to reconnect my internet. Like I think I have to like unplug it and then plug it in again.
You want to just give it a try just to see if it'll work?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I'm not the tech guy. I mean, it could crash. It could be just fine. I just figured.
I'm not concerned about it crashing. My computer's good, so I'm not concerned about that. I just don't want it to be super laggy. Like I don't care if people see me lagging. That's not really a concern to me.
Your call, man. Right. I just figured I'd throw that out there.
Let's see here. So let me see here. So how laggy is this, guys? Is this pretty laggy?
Click on something and tell me when you click on it. Or...
Okay, I'm going to click on this one now.
Well, it seems like it's coming up pretty damn quick, man.
Okay, then let's leave it. If I don't have to restart, I'd rather not restart. So, because I don't know if it's that simple. So,
that's usually the fix, right? Unplug it, plug it back in.
That's right. That's right. Marcus, he says, custom figures for Secret Santa sounds so cool. Nerf Herder said this event was a ton of fun. Looking forward to seeing what I receive. Nerf Herder, who are you? Just so I can put a name with the person. Pretty smooth, actually. Okay, great. Awesome. Not laggy. Good. Okay, great. This is awesome. Okay, Wes, you're here. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
All right, let's go through these. I figured we could just start from the first couple and then like work our way up is kind of what I thought I would do. So let's go down to our first. So our first reveal was this one. So this was the 1 million BC Black Panther figure. Super Yeti received it, and it was made by US Custom Figures. This is a cool one. We saw this one last year too, didn't we? I want to say New Collector did this one last year. Maybe? I can't remember.
Yeah, I claim to be the guy that gets to ask the stupid question. So is this an original concept or is this an actual from an actual comic? Because
this is from an actual comic. This is from awesome. They did like a round of like Avengers that were like all like in dinosaur times or whatever, and it's like there's like a Ghost Rider on like a flaming elephant and like it's kind of cool, like a flaming mammoth or something like that. It's pretty cool. But
sounds like a fun Saturday night, man.
So this is what we kicked off with. And then let me see here. I don't want to have to back out on everyone. Let's just because they're not straight reveals. And then we got this Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Marvelous Figures received. Did that never get claimed?
No, I think Brett made that one. Super Yeti.
Oh, he did make that.
Yeah, yes, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Yep, he did. You're right. So he was the first to get a figure, and then his figure was the first to be revealed.
That's crazy with that many participants that would happen. But
I know we had a lot of participants this year, guys. We had 55. That's a lot. That's as long. I think that's the most that we've had since I've been participating. I think, or close. Maybe there was one that was close to it, but
yeah.
Wes, you said you thought there was one that there was like almost 60 one year, but I don't remember that. But
yeah, I mean, if you really want to know, I could go look right now. But
no, that's good. You're good.
Make him work.
That's all on paper. That's all on old timey paper.
So this is a Deadpool as Iron Man from Deadpool #7 comic. U.S. Custom Figures received it, and a cool story about this one is actually the list that the first list that we had somebody kind of bail on us. So it does inevitably happen where you have this many people participating in events, and obviously that sort of thing will happen where you might get one who decides they're going to flake, or two in this case maybe. So this was the first list that was like bailed on essentially, and Caretaker 427, he was nice enough to step up and take it on, which was really awesome.
This came out really nice.
Yeah, this looks fantastic.
If I had decided to take this on, this is the one I probably would have made from that list.
Yeah, we were kind of talking because we were kind of talking about if maybe one of us would take it. But it was funny because when I put the call out initially for people to like give us a hand and see if anybody could step in and help, the first person to reply was the guy who this list was for. Like he literally replied in like 5 minutes. Like, hey man, I'll help. I'll jump in. So I'm super happy that this worked out this way. I know.
From his own list, but
yeah. Like, hey, this looks familiar.
It's like, I recognize this list. Well, I can save you on shipping too,
right?
Save you on shipping. Yeah, this is a really cool figure. I think this turned out awesome. And to be honest, I think he had a good time doing it too. Like from the chats that I was having with Caretaker, he seemed to really be enjoying himself working on this figure. So always love to see that too.
Very cool.
And then we get to this guy. This is, what's the character's name? Airwalker, another one of Galactus's
many heralds.
Yes, that's right. This was received by Caretaker. So weird how we had like so many in a row where it's like one gift gets shown. Like it literally happened like with like 3 or 4 people, I think, like at the beginning. And was created by Tin Rocket Customs, who is somebody who coincidentally lives in my area. So I've actually met up with him in person. And yeah, it's cool, man. It's nice to see. He was in my helper group too. And it was cool to see this guy kind of come together. He did like these cool magnetic wings that attached to him, and gave him the big the horn thing, which I think is really cool. But he also had, what's that?
Those wings came out really nice.
Yeah, all he did was took a piece of like thin plastic sheet and just painted it on, and then attached them with magnets. And because they're just like that thin plastic sheet, like it weighed like hardly anything. And yeah, it turned out great, eh? I bet you if you threw some light behind that, it would really pop too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen a huge improvement in Morley's work. Just in just a couple short years I've known him. When I saw this thing, I'm like, it's just kind of leaps and bounds. I really feel like he's kind of improving at an exponential rate. This thing is phenomenal.
Yeah, he did a good job. It's funny, he was sharing some work with me because like our helper group has kind of continued to keep on chatting or whatever, and he sent over something. Oh, maybe I can't remember if this was in the helper group, but anyways, he sent over an Ultron he's working on, and he's like trying to like he's like, oh, it just looks too bland and silver or whatever, right? And I'm just like, man, like I get what you're saying, but it also is the design. Like it's Ultron. He's just metal. Like there's only so much you can do to something like that, right? Like aside, like he had some washes and stuff on it, and he was already hitting it with like, I told him maybe like try to matte some of the parts like in between. Yeah, he wanted to do blue. I think he might have even done a bit of blue already at that point, but yeah. Hey, just so I know, Jared and Nerf Herder, what's your IG handles if you guys are part? I'm getting the vibe that you guys are. I just so I kind of can tie you guys to a handle, just so I kind of know, right? I like to be able to know that stuff if I can. So this is a good one. We kicked off in a big way. We had a lot of reveals quick, which was really nice.
Jared is Dirk's Designs.
What's that? Sorry?
Jared is Dirk's Designs and Nerf Herder.
Oh, perfect. Okay, there we go. That's great. Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Good to know. So then we had this Goblin Queen that
Could this have not come at a better time?
Totally.
Like, seriously.
Totally. I remember at check-in, he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "I hope that HasLab doesn't fund because I already started this."
Yeah, this is from a newbie, Domenico Garcia, Villain Custom.
Yeah,
he delivered. This looks great, and
I agree.
He makes a lot of really interesting, cool looking customs with a nice finish to them. They all have a nice kind of like I think he must use like a semi gloss sealant, but they always have a nice look to them.
Yeah, they look like they blend quite nicely with like legends and stuff. You don't really see it as much with this like red tint on this here, but yeah, that looks great. And you can see even on the legs and stuff, you get that subtle blue shading on it too. Looks good. Looks like he did some of that hair sculpt himself too, which looks really great. So, and then again, attention to details. You got the nails painted on too, even. So
yeah. And Marca Diablo, I think these are pics that Marca Diablo took, but
yes,
I know I made him a death dealer in the summer swap, and I was just like amazed by his quick agility with taking decent looking photos. Like his photos look nice.
I know a good photo can elevate a figure so much.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy. So yeah, this was a good one, and yeah, like you said, Villains Customs, another new person to the event this year who went all out and delivered. So it's awesome to see. I've actually been chatting with a couple people from the chat. So like Drake, Geek Out Now, we've been kind of chatting, and he's been saying the same thing. He's like, man, there's a lot of good customs this year. Like, it seems you can see a lot of people went kind of above and beyond, right? So it's pretty cool.
We found a lot of good people to join, either from like recruiting or from just natural word of mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, this talent pool this time is one of the best I've seen from any of the Fwoosh events to now. This is like seriously a great group of people.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been really good. So Marcus says, wait, there's a summer swap? Yeah, so we do one in March, and I think it finishes up right before SDCC is how we kind of plan it, right?
June maybe? July?
June?
Yeah, June's usually the completion
deadline?
date. First week is ship date, then we try to be done by July.
Nice.
We usually start the Secret Santa in July.
Right, that's right. Signups go up, and then lists go out in August.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to keep track of everything.
Those are gaining more attention too. Yeah, it's definitely, calling in the backup is going to be a necessity. So.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So then we got this Cassandra Nova that C-Rob the creator, or Crob the creator created. C-Rob. It's actually Chris.
C-Rob.
I always call him Crob.
Crob people.
That's great. Yeah, this turned out great too. This is another one. I ended up posting his pictures instead. I've been trying to stay with the reveal pictures as much as I can, but a few people have done like videos to unbox, and like I haven't been able to like grab a good screenshot. And unfortunately, the person this was made for, Secret Identity 365, he said that he's not really in a place where he can like set anything up. So his pictures didn't really do the figure justice. So I just ended up using the ones from Chris instead because I thought they were better. So
I've noticed this request on many lists for this particular figure.
Yeah.
Has it ever been in any line whatsoever, or is it just one of those things you feel like they're just never going to make?
I bet they'll make it now, but
I do too.
I mean, I just think it's a matter of time at this point.
Yeah, they're just checking them off. They're just going down the list now and just fucking checking them off.
They're really the Generation X reveal almost kind of pissed me off in a way because I'm like, I've been buying Lady Deadpools with the intention of making some Gen X figures, but they're really just hitting like everything we could want. And I guess I shouldn't complain about that because
no, it's great, but it's also it sucks. I'm the same.
For customizers, it means we have to get more creative and more selective with the figures we choose to make. But
You know me, man. I love making weird shit. I'm all about it. Send it
You
my way.
You
But
do.
yeah, I just thought I'd ask because I definitely, I mean, I'd probably see this request in 1 out of every 3 lists.
yeah,
Just the time I've been doing it.
It's common.
Honestly, I feel it's not just common in this event. I mean, I think it's been common for the last few years, to be honest with you. I think since she debuted, I feel like she's shown up on lists, even when it was over at the Foosh.
I think it's because like it's not one of those things like that's an easy thing to do. Like if you're gonna put like whatever head you decide on, you're gonna have to work on it. And like a lot of people just don't like working on faces and stuff, right? Like I know I don't love it, so like I try to avoid it where I can. And like I don't know, I feel like Chris did a really good job on this. And again, like here's another one where like I chat with him pretty regularly. And he's even said to me, he's like, man, he's like, I'm so into customizing again because of these swaps. He did summer swap and he had such a good time with it. And then he did this one and he's like, I love doing them. So it's cool to hear that because it's, you know, I like this to be that, right? To be an experience that people
something that the grows can enjoy. Yeah.
And it like something that'll grow your skills, make you feel more comfortable. And I honestly like I think there's a theme. And I'll point it out coming up one of the next couple reveals here of people stepping out of their comfort zone and like really doing something that is just unheard of to them, generally speaking. So I'm gonna skip one. I'll go back to it, but this is the one I was referring to. So Nerf Herder did this one in the chat here. So this is Hellfire Gala Emma Frost, and you know. Compared to what he normally does, it's pretty damn impressive for him to even select something like this because it is nothing like anything he usually does. Like talk about taking a step out of his comfort zone. Like it's and like I mean even like I think these Hellfire costumes are weird. Like I'm not really a fan of them. I don't love them. But like again, this is another thing where like I saw this on a lot of lists, man. There's a lot of people who really are into those Hellfire looks. And you know, it's not something that I personally would ever tackle. I don't think the designs are really complicated. Like I look at some of them and I'm like, how would something move in that? But it's just I don't know. This is great. Like when he sent me this. Sorry.
I was just saying, I think the artist for that storyline really just had a lot of fun with it and
totally
come up with some crazy designs. But this is a safe. I feel like if as a customizer, if you want to make something that you're probably not going to see made officially, Hellfire Gala customs are the way to go. I
agree.
But that's kudos to him for taking that on because that headgear alone is like I would not have even thought of how to approach that.
Yeah, same here.
Honestly, like I love the lips. I don't know why I struggle with lips. And I see people do such a good job on them, and it's just the way, just the shade of it and the contrast and everything. That's what really stands out to me. I think it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah. It's like the same. It's like someone, Pim Particles always used to say to me, lips and eyes, they will literally make or break a face. If they're off just slightly, it throws everything else off.
Yeah.
Everything else you could get away with, but like placement of pupils and lips, if they're botched, it shows in a bad way. Another thing, like I was saying about going above and beyond, there's a couple that stand out to me, this being one of them. And again, I love this presentation, right? I'm not familiar with the story, but I feel like this has something to do with the story, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So he basically packed it up like an invitation to the Hellfire Gala. So on the evening of the summer solstice, host Emma Frost invites you to celebrate mutant culture to strengthen Krakoa's friendship with the nations of man. So totally cool.
It's I think that the Hellfire Gala is basically just a play on the Met Gala,
right?
Where everybody comes out in these crazy ass costumes, and it is kind of interesting to me anytime that the storytellers decide to intercross with like real life stuff. These costumes are nuts, and this is one when I saw it for the first time, I was like, geez, could not imagine. I would have immediately been like, nope, I'm not making that one.
Yeah, I feel you. They're not for me personally, but I can appreciate the work that goes in. And again, just the mindset of having to take on something so unique. So So kudos to you, Nerf Herder, or Lumpawaru Baka, however you prefer. Nerf Herder says, I'm not a big Hellfire Gala person either, but I could tell my person really liked it. Yeah, I could tell as well. So that's pretty great. Awesome. All right. We'll go back to that Red Sonja. So this is a Red Sonja that Caretaker received. So this is the gift he received for stepping in for the person that bailed on us. So this wasn't actually his list. This was somebody else's list. And this was made by Swan Artistry, who is another one of our new participants this year. He's known for doing a lot of like I don't want to say unconventional, because I guess soft goods aren't really unconventional, but he does a lot of mixing of mediums. So sculpt and existing figure and like furs and fabrics. He does a lot of like real hair on figures. We had asked him for this instance to just keep it to like hair sculpts rather than real hair, just because we were unsure how the general audience would be into that sort of thing.
Better to the typical participants of the event.
Yes. Well, I think me and you have kind of had this talk about how we kind of like the aesthetic to stick with Marvel Legends style, right? That's why the name is Legendary Secret Swap, and that's why we stole the logo and all that stuff, right? So, but yeah, this turned out really great too. And again, nice to have another new face in the event, and he seemed to enjoy the process as well. So that's pretty awesome.
I always love a good Sonja figure, man.
I was just gonna say, and who doesn't love a good Red Sonja figure? So I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Then new collector received this very awesome Catwoman. It's so cool. On a pinless buck, which is really nice.
Looks nice and clean.
Yeah, very clean. So this was made by Corey over at Casting Cave, who also was a first timer this year, joined us this year. And yeah, this looks fucking beautiful. Like that head. I mean, what do you expect? He literally paints head. Like that's his job.
Yeah.
It's like
that blue and those inner
and the goggles.
Yeah, just man.
Yeah, it's that's a beautifully done figure. I mean, it's a kind of. I guess to me, when I think of that character, I immediately think of like, well, that's probably a simple custom. But at the same time, when you look at what he did, I mean, he could have phoned it in and just went with just a blank body.
Black. Yep.
He added a lot of necessary details there that really pops.
Yep. He did the feet. He did the glove cuffs. He did the zipper.
Yeah.
Did the belt.
That's legit. Yeah, that's good.
It's good.
I found sometimes simple can be way difficult. Like some of my less complex figures I've struggled with so much.
Yeah.
Because I mean you gotta nail everything.
Well, right? I think like the official release we got for the retro series Black Widow, I think of that and I'm like, that figure looks like shit.
Yep.
But it's sort of like, what else were they gonna do?
Exactly. That's what she looks like. That's what she wears. So
I mean, it is what she looks like,
Yeah.
But
this is one-upping it, right? There's little extra details in it, and to me, this is taking the hard approach to an easy custom. Like to me, it is like
absolutely.
Like you said, he could have just left it, but chose to step it up and add the detail, right? So
yeah, and that head is beautiful.
That head is fucking amazing,
crispy.
No surprise though.
Yeah, super clean.
All right, we have this Batgirl custom. So Drake at Geek Out Now on Instagram made this, and Evan Flow Customs received it. With it, he included a bunch of cape options for her, which was really cool. And it seemed like Evan Flow Customs really digged it. So yeah.
Yeah, those yellows are popping, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Nope. And I gotta say, I can't say anything. Like Drake's one of those guys who's been with the swap forever, and
possibly every event I've ever done.
I think he's been part of everything I've been in too. So I know you've been doing it longer, but But
he's legitimately the first one, I think, almost always to step up if there's somebody that flakes out too.
I was gonna say he was another one of the ones who reached out and was like, "Hey man, if you need it, I'll do it." So,
can you guys tell the logo, the bat logo, is that painted or sculpted? Because I mean that looks.
I can't tell from this photo.
Yeah,
I almost wonder if it's not electric.
It looks like it does look like a decal maybe, or like
okay, gotcha. But I mean,
like I would have done electrical tape probably if it were me.
Okay,
yeah.
But I don't know.
I actually use that shit for electrical work.
It's so it's so specifically a match though.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I don't know. That's spot on.
That's the thing is, even if he did use like stock parts, like the matching on all the yellows, like they all match perfectly. Like the belt, the logo, the gloves, the boots, the cape, it all matches like perfect.
Yeah.
That looks great.
So yeah, job well done, Drake. Nice work. And he's another one of the ones who I've been chatting with pretty consistently here, and he's just loving this year and the reveals. He's like, man, there's so many good ones. I'm like, dude, we still have 20 fucking reveals left. So a quick update on the stats. I meant to do this up top, but I just wanted to get moving here. So this is where we're at. So we have 55 participants. 51 of them have completed their figures. We've had 33, now 34 reveals with Wasp. 15 figures are currently in transit to their new homes, and we have 2 customs that are completed and waiting to be sent out to new owners that they're just waiting for those people to finish up. So of the 4 that are left to finish, 2 of them are pretty close. 2 of them are not close at all. So we might need to have a conversation about that offline. But but yeah, yes. So this is great. Good job, Drake. Nicely done.
Absolutely, hell yeah.
Okay, so this is another one to me that really stands out.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love this, man. I love it so much.
The interchangeable heads is great. That's number one. Like that's just going above and beyond. The packaging.
The packaging is great.
The money.
The money bag. That's my thing.
Money bag.
Man.
It's so good. It's so good. What a smart idea.
That really is. It's 100% unnecessary.
Yep, totally. This figure could have been awesome without that.
Yeah, but fully is embracing the idea of going above and beyond for another person in the spirit of the season and in the spirit of the swap. That seriously is just a awesome contribution to the event. And yeah, it's one of those things where like when I first glanced at this, first of all, I'm like, shit, I wish I put this on my list. But then secondly, I'm looking at like the 2 heads and I'm like, that's brilliant. That's awesome, because I normally think of the version that's on the screen right now, but I forget that there's been other rocket racers.
Yeah.
And then that money bag though, that's just like.
So for me, this reminds, and I wrote it in the comment here, but like this reminds me of Star Marvel's last year's, and so X-Men Legends did this one. This was his first year doing the swap, and this reminds me of Star Marvel's one from Summer Swap, which again was his first time. Who again went above and beyond. He made
Hypno Hustler.
Yeah, and like. It had anything. Anytime he was shown in a comic, he had those options available in that figure, and this reminds me of that in a huge way. And again, it's that I could go in here, but I'm gonna go in up here instead. Like I love that. I love that people want to do that for other people. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, and it's totally one of those things where I think when you're as a customizer, you're assessing the piece that you're gonna make, and you're thinking about like, okay, what do they ask for? And then you go, well, I could have fun with this and give them even more than like, they might not even want this at all, but I'm going to do it anyways. And that's what, with the Hypno Hustler custom and this, that really is what kind of pushes these above and beyond what anyone else is doing. And I think that if, I can't say for sure, but I'm going to guess that if X-Men.Legends had made this for themselves, they probably wouldn't go out all
I
out.
agree.
With this. Like I wouldn't do it on a custom for myself.
Me
I
neither.
just need something to look nice on my shelf. I'm not going to go crazy with the accessories and stuff. So that's the other thing about these swap events is that people really do go completely above and beyond sometimes and try to include things they wouldn't normally make for themselves. Just trying to imagine what somebody else would want to receive. And there's certain customizers that I think over the years have done that, and it just inspires other customizers in the next event to do that as well. I'm feeling like certain that not only will we see more money bags in the future swaps, but I bet we'll see more money bags in the future from customizers just in general.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is the perfect representation from this year's stuff so far of like what I love about the Secret Santas is and the summer swaps is just like, it's like you said, he would have been just fine without the extras, but he's like, I'm doing this, I'm committing, we're in. I'm just gonna catch up.
I mean, you know you're gonna get something on your list, right? And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of these things, but then when there's that little bit of extra flavor, a little bit of extra spice to it, that really makes it special, you know. Really.
Yeah, and there's movement to that too. That's the thing that gets me about it is, you know, I guess on the one hand, maybe I don't know, I've never tried it. Maybe it's easy to print little pieces of money out and do that, but
the thought of just cutting that out gives me anxiety.
Right. But to give it the movement and flow it needs for this picture to even work is just that's really the icing on the cake to
I agree.
I mean, that's just way above and beyond. And it's perfectly executed. Like I do not think there's anything that could have made that better. And it's like a million times better than the shit that we got with was it Stiltman? I think Stiltman came with a little briefcase.
He came with a briefcase, an empty briefcase.
Yeah.
Great, thanks. I was going to catch up in the chat really quick. Jordan from Canada is finally here. It says, forgive my tardiness. Pleasure to see all this beautiful creative work. What's up, dude? Thanks for being here. Nerf Herder had said, thank you guys for the compliments and for hosting the event. It was a blast. That's awesome, man. Glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll come back for more. Nerf Herder also said, Casting Cave website has been a lifesaver for my customizing. Yeah, I think we could probably all agree with that. He just started shipping to Canada again, so I'm happy about that. Jordan's just wishing everyone happy holidays. Said beautiful Catwoman. Collector Express is in the house. Hey man, what's going on? Hopefully we can get you into this next year. That'd be awesome. This year he missed it because he was in the hospital, so hopefully he'll be able to join us next year. Would be awesome. Okay, let's carry on. This is a very cool Dark Claw that Jacob's Toys received. It was made by Pickett. .c2 and he is another one of our new participants this year, and I think this looks pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, me too. I feel like until I saw this, I didn't realize that anyone had ever made a custom of Dark Claw, and now I feel like I just keep seeing them. But yeah, this is well done. And I mean, you look at you immediately know who it is for anybody that's ever seen the character. It's a good representation.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. He did an awesome job on it. And these poses, this little picture from Jacob's Toys that he took, the 4 square with all of them in the corner, is cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that thing looks phenomenal. It looks like it has pretty decent shoulder movement too with the cape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's especially something that goes across the chest, that's always hard to do to try to pull that off, you know?
Yep, totally.
Well,
looks like it's up enough.
I don't know what you call these, the fins, whatever.
Yep.
Getting that down just seems like a chore.
I agree. I recently got a Dark Claw custom from one of my local friends, and that's the thing that drew me to it the most. Was I love the fins he did on the head, the mask, and the boots. They're so clean, and I'm just like, dude, this looks great. But yeah, this is awesome. And another cool thing about this was Pickett actually messaged me right before shipping date and was like, hey man, if the person is not in America that I'm sending to, can you let me know? I'm going to the UK for vacation, and I'll bring it and I'll mail it there so we don't have to wait like a month and a half for it to get there. So once I confirmed that the person he was sending to was finished and everything, I was like, hey, they happen to actually be in the UK, so that works out great. So yeah, it ended up going real quick. Like we'd probably still be waiting to see this. So kind of a convenient thing to happen. So
I was able to pop the antenna back in, by the way.
Oh, nice. That looks great.
Yeah.
Hang on one second. I'm gonna give you that. Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah. So antenna's back in there now, and I'll probably have to do just like a little dot of paint
Touch
there.
up. Yeah.
That's it.
Nice.
Good as
That
new.
turned out great. That's so fucking nice.
Yep.
You have to send pics when you replace the old one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a video. Just snap the old one in half.
All right. Next
It's
up,
one of those
we
things where
have...
like I fully knew putting it on my shelf that it doesn't work. It's just a placeholder. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before, but I feel like it's common in the vintage GI Joe collector world to just put something on a shelf and be like, oh yeah, that's Mr. T or whatever. It's like really didn't do anything. You're just calling it Mr. T.
In your mind, it's Mr. T.
Yeah. Right.
I do that sometimes when I'm doing my shelves and like I know I'm going to finish a custom, I'll put something in its place, or I know something's on its way because my shelves take so long to redo, right? So
yeah,
when I need to get it done and I know it'll be here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to put something in its place and then I'll replace it when it comes in. Then it's half the battle's kind of done. So
my wife does that with me, and Jason Momoa. I'm just a stand-in.
You're the stand-in Jason Momoa?
You're a very good one.
I think I see the resemblance. It's pretty uncanny. I'd cast you as Lobo. This is a Wonder Woman figure that Swan Artistry received, and it was made by Metal Luna Customs. Jeff, who watches this regularly, I believe. And I know that I've been kind of pushing Jeff into signing up for these events. He did his first one with us at Summer Swap. He seemed to really enjoy it. I know he got frustrated with this one a little bit. I think he hit a couple snags that he was a bit frustrated with, but I think he did a really great job. So, and it's cool because he's one of those guys who it takes him quite a while to finish a figure. And when I originally talked to him about signing up, his biggest concern was not hitting a deadline, right? So, but yeah, I don't know. He seems to be doing pretty good. He was a little bit late with this one, but I think he still shipped by shipping date. So, that's all we can ask for, right?
Came before Christmas. I mean, I think that's a win.
That's a win. He on this figure in particular, he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey man," he's like, I don't know how to do these stars." So I told him what I was doing with Poison Ivy with the leaves and like rolling it into a sheet and then cutting them with like one of those leaf press cutter things for scrapbooking. So I told him, like, go find one for stars. I can imagine that'll be relatively easy to find if you go to like a Hobby Lobby or something. And it ended up working really good. He did it for all the stars on this figure, so I thought that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, my girls have a whole bunch of those, and I got little stars and airplanes and shit all over my house. I can never get rid of them. It's like they multiply in the night.
The last time I had to do a star was for a U.S. agent custom, and I used electrical tape, but I put a sticker of a star over top of the electrical tape, and then very precisely and slowly cut around the star, get a perfect star. Using
a good idea.
Much easier idea.
That's a way easier idea. The last time I did a star was on a U.S. agent as well, and you can tell that I did it freehand. It wasn't horrible, but it definitely wasn't great. But it was on the back, so I was like, I'll let it ride.
I've got a figure I've never showed anybody. It's one of my original creations, but she's like pretty much covered in tattoos, and most of them are stars. So I had to draw stars on the entire. So like I did all of her tattoos with a 9B pencil.
Oh my god, that's
so yeah,
crazy.
the entire figure is every single star on her. Got little ones
hand drawn,
face, and they pretty much go on her whole body. Every single one was done by hand, and I was like, I'm so I'm not trying to fuck up stars on this thing.
Marcus Yee says stars must have been wicked hard to do freehand. I couldn't imagine. Yeah, same here, dude. I couldn't. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, to do stars everywhere, to do one and be unsatisfied with one. Yeah, I can handle that defeat, but to do it over and over and over again. No. that's
Using
not
the
gonna work.
pencil's smart though. I did
Yeah, pencil is smart.
for I did years ago. I did a Quentin Quire custom, and for his Cyclops was right T-shirt. I decided
nice.
for a
I remember that.
HB pencil. I was like, I'm just going to use a pencil, and a lot easier to control than a brush.
I'm not going to get a good view of this, but
I see it on the side of her face, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is that? What is that from again, Draven?
This is an original concept of mine. It's actually based off of a friend, but you can't really see him. You see him on her knees.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. That's dope. I don't remember that figure. Is that old?
Yeah, I never actually showed anybody it before, but her entire back's done.
Oh my god.
Everything. So yeah, it's
talk about committed to the job. You tattoo her back, then you cover it.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a glutton for punishment. You guys know this. But yeah, I'll just shoot you guys some pics.
We do know this. We do know this.
Yeah, sometimes it comes back to bite you in the ass too.
I mean, the devil's in the details, right?
Yep, I agree. Well, the details are what make it so unique too, right?
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about with Corey's figure with that Catwoman. It's like, he could have just kept it basic, but just those fine little details take it to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Boku Customs received from Artman Customs, Nico Hodge, and he did a double gift. So last year for the Secret Santa, Seth, new collector, made him 2 gifts. He made him that Black Panther, that 10,000 BC or million BC or whatever, Black Panther, and something else. I can't remember what. So to return the favor this year, he did 2 Genoshan mutates. Mutates, is that right?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
And he did them on seamless bodies, which is really cool. And these things are fucking crispy clean.
So clean. Yeah.
Like, look at those lines. Like, you can't, there's not a flaw in them. Like, it's insane.
I told Nico the second I saw that paint, I knew they were his. I didn't even have to.
Yeah, I did too. I got that Dark Ms. Marvel or Dark. What is it?
Oh yes, that's right. That's Moonstone. Thunderbolts.
Moonstone from Dark Avengers from him, and that was the first thing I noticed when I opened the package. I was like, oh my god, this paint is like so specifically smooth,
crispy.
Like it's just so clean. And then seeing these, I'm like, yeah, I can tell. Like there's it's interesting because there's sort of like a almost like a texture to the paint. But it's so smooth and it doesn't make any sense. It's like when you look at it, you can't tell where he's sanded joints or anything like that. The paint does not. I mean, it's stable, like super stable.
That's awesome. Yeah, these both look fucking dynamite. Seriously.
And
even this, like, I like T Fitz's comment here. Amazing. Still don't know how people can do things like those numbers on her forehead, which are so dang small.
Yeah,
it's true. It's pretty impressive. So.
Yeah.
And Boku Customs, you could tell from his video that he was like over the moon with these things. So it's pretty awesome.
What was that? You know what that head is on the male mutate?
I don't, but I know that Nico prints a lot of stuff, so he may have just printed it or had something printed from something else. Like I know he does quite a bit of like 3D printing for heads in particular. Yeah. So I could imagine he probably just printed something off. This one kind of looks like a ScarJo.
Yeah, that's a Scarlett Johansson for sure.
But this one, I can't tell. I tried to figure it out. It kind of looks a little bit like the basic face for the V-Toys figures. I have a V-Toys that I used for a Daredevil one time, and it kind of looks like the head from that, but I don't know. Hard to say.
I'm gonna have to look at it in detail.
Looks amazing, though. Good job, Artman. And he's still waiting for his, but yeah, that looks crazy good. Then we have this Star-Lord Kitty Pryde Customs. Dirk's Designs received it, and it was made by Grandman Key Customs. And here's another person who has been with us since as long as I can remember. He's been doing these with us, so really cool to keep all of these OG customizers who have been with the event for so long. So
yeah, no, this one is just so cool. I gotta say again, is this an original concept or did this actually happen?
No, this happened in the comics.
Okay.
I don't know the story at all, but I know it happened.
Yeah,
Okay,
it happened.
cool.
There was in the comics, basically, like Kitty Pryde's like dating Peter Quill, basically in the comics, and then I can't remember exactly what happens, but like three X-Men basically get like cosmic powers. So like she does, and then Angel does, and young Angel does, like the time displaced Angel does, and he gets those like plasma wings instead of his regular wings. And then I can't remember who the last person is. Maybe it was Groot. Maybe it was like a Guardians X-Men crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this
is cool.
Very cool figure.
Interesting, like just good use of parts again too. I think it looks like he used some Captain Marvel MCU legs and maybe like a Jessica Jones torso and arms. Maybe I can't place the jacket. Looks like maybe, I don't know.
Dirk's design says that she has little magnets or blasters can attach.
Cool. That's great. That's awesome. I love shit like that. Jordan says Star-Lord Kitty Pryde indeed. Fire.
Magnets. What would we do with that?
Jordan from Canada says original character, nice design, Draven. Oh, that's a great idea too.
Appreciate it.
Collector Express says I use fingernail art star decals for U.S. Agent and Winter Soldier.
Oh, be damn.
Great idea. I gotta tell you guys, if you guys don't follow Collector Express, he has some very good. I've picked up so many little things from watching his live streams and stuff. He's a wealth of knowledge. Definitely worth picking his brain if you ever stumped on something. I've been doing that lately. So that's so cool though. Little magnets. I love that. So good job to Grinman Keys. I always call him Grinman and I always leave off Keys, but and then we get to
I wish it was just Grinman.
Me too. Be easier.
You can call him Barrett. That's his name.
Yeah, I guess we could call him Barrett. Yes, we could.
He's got a photography page as well. He does amazing wildlife photography. I don't know if you guys know. Yeah, it's Barrett. I think it's Barrett Johnson Photography or something like that.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, phenomenal. Like you think he's a great, figure artist. You should see his photography. It's phenomenal.
Well, I always respected his work, but after last year's Secret Santa, I have like a newfound respect for the guy because he was struggling with some issues with his hands and he was basically losing like mobility in his hands while he was trying to finish his custom, which was already like bonkers. And he had like traded with somebody to get like a more difficult list. And like, I felt bad for the guy once he took it. So I had a new level of respect for him for that. So this is the figure that Grinman Keys received, and it's this Echo figure, and it was made by Secret Identity 365, who joined us last year for Secret Santa for the first time, I believe.
She looks great.
Yeah, she turned out awesome. I like the design on the shirt and on the eye, on the face there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Sometimes trying to do face paint and stuff like that, it's one of the most difficult things you can do because you're like, okay, yeah, you put paint on your face, you put paint on your figure's face, it looks totally different.
The problem is you need to make it look natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's hard to make face paint look natural.
Yeah.
And that's the trickiest part about it. Is it has to look like it's still on like human skin and not just like painted on a plastic figure.
Yeah.
So.
No, this is awesome.
Yeah. Also really clean.
Yep.
He's one that does a lot of female customs and just nails it on the faces every time.
Yeah. There you go. There's his Polaris that he recently did.
Takes good photos too.
Sure does. There you go again. Some nice face painting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his stuff also has like a very specific looking finish to it.
Agreed. Yeah. There's a bunch of faces for you.
Gloss a little more.
Yeah, I've been kind of going in that direction more lately too. I quite like the satin finish. It's like semi-gloss. Looks nice.
I mostly only use gloss when it's like I'll use gloss on lips, for example. Or like eyes, or like armor or something like that. But I usually will blend stuff more. But I like how these customs look when they're just all have sort of like a nice little gloss to them.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I discovered the brand I use from Hobby Lobby. They did an in between, so they have a satin as well. And I'm trying not to put it on everything, including my toast and in my coffee. But I love
Your
it.
coffee.
I absolutely love it.
It's a little spray.
Are you using Createx or Creatix or something like that? Creatix?
That's, I mean, yeah, as far as those go, but as actual the can stuff is, they used to call it Treehouse, but they don't call it Treehouse anymore. It's just basically the whatever Hobby Lobby's default brand is. But I swear by the stuff. Like every time I go in, I make sure I buy a can because in my history, every time I've liked something, they discontinue.
It discontinues. Yeah.
So yeah, I pretty much almost have a cabinet full of that shit.
It's a good call.
So now
I did that with Tester's dull coat before it died.
Yeah, Testers is one that I still don't know. I guess I'm happy that I've moved on from Testers, but Testers used to be the only shit I'd use.
Same
It
here.
was like what you could buy locally and
Yep.
Model Masters.
And it was inexpensive.
Model Masters is what I used to use until that was discontinued. About $7 for a can, that big.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's small. That's too much actually. $7 is normal here, but American.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I'll get used to that, I guess.
This is another really cool one that I like a lot. So this one is Johnny Alpha, not something I'm familiar with. Made by Token Customs for Casting Cave, and this is
another
great.
super clean custom of a character I'm not familiar with either, but
look at the sculpt work. It's so clean.
Dude, I have no idea how I totally missed this one. I mean, I've obviously been a little preoccupied, but I totally missed this one. This is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love those whited out eyes. I love like that hair sculpt, so nice. I really love the matte paint on the like mustard colored stuff. I think it looks like a NECA paint job. Like it reminds me of like a NECA paint. Like it's just super clean.
It does. Honestly, I immediately thought of Artman, Nico Hodge. And
when you saw this one?
Too. Yeah. I immediately thought this is very similar paint apps. Super clean, spot on, very meticulous in detail. And then the parts and the sculpt and everything is just phenomenal. Really nice custom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move me and you so that way I'm the one who gets covered up when I put a comment on the screen. This looks great. Token is another one who it's just cool to watch his progression year over year over year. It's just like every swap, it's just like another level.
Yeah,
so
good.
And he really stepped out of his element here because he was like, I don't know. I don't even know what this is. He's like, but it's like, I'm not really used to sculpting a lot of armor.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that he I know we kind of had a chat at the beginning talking about kind of stepping out of our comfort zone because I made a figure for him. I knew that, but he didn't know that. And I was saying to him like, yeah, I'm kind of stepping out of my comfort zone with what I'm making. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to try that too. And so, yeah, it's this is great. This turned out so fucking nice. I love it. I can't decipher what's stock and what's sculpted.
Yeah.
So.
If I remember correctly, I think the hair was actually sculpted.
Yeah, it looks like it, I think.
But it's funny because when I look at it, I immediately think of it's not the hair, but I think of the hair from the Warlock heads.
Oh yeah.
But
it's more like flared out in the back, I think, though, right?
Right. It's more, and there's more of a part to it.
Right. This is more like on the side of the head there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if he posted work in progress photos.
I don't think he did.
He does on his Insta. He does like the last few shots of the custom on the post for the custom. There's
let's see
some of the stuff with his sculpt work.
You guys have probably noticed that too. A lot of times when you do a ton of sculpting on a figure, like you're, days and days and days.
Oh yeah,
and then you paint it, and then after you paint it, it's just like it doesn't almost doesn't feel like you did that much sculpting. And that's how you really know you nailed something like that. Because I mean, look at that. I don't know if you guys had that experience too, but I kind of had that with my Supergirl. Like Matt, you know how much work I put in to just get her.
Dude, you
I
100%
paint her.
resculpted that thing, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then after I painted it, it's like,
Yeah.
it just looks, like it was printed or something. It's just like, it's a kind of a crazy feeling. But yeah, you look at just how clean everything is with all that, and then you look at the final piece, and it's just like, man, it just looks like it was meant to be.
So look at this belt. Look at this belt. Like, look at all the details he sculpted onto that.
Yeah,
it's so
exactly.
crazy.
I don't know how you got that belt on without it falling apart.
I know.
Sculpt maybe he's got some flexible sculpt being used there.
Maybe that it looks great though. He did a phenomenal job. So super nice. Good job, Token. All right. Where were we? And then this was my entry in. This is woo.
It's okay.
So it's fine. To be honest with you, it sucks because like I know we're always our own worst critics, but it's like I can't deny. I think it's one of the nicest faces I've ever painted. I don't think I've
absolutely
it's definitely that's an area that I've been really working on. So like this piece stands out to me for that because I'm like, oh, this really worked well.
Yeah, the best female face paint I've seen you do for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
That was the very first thing when you sent final pics. I was just like, dude, you nailed it. Like you've ascended to a new level. Achievement unlocked.
Yeah, how
this thing though was a fucker. Really.
Yeah. Well, knowing this, I have no idea how you got enough clearance in there for it to not paint rub.
So the nice thing about this was, what I did for anybody who doesn't know is I rolled out green stuff super thin, like almost paper thin, and then I used like one of those scrapbook cutters to like cut out leaves, and then I glued them one row at a time and taped them to the body so they would like really stick and really form to the body. And then once I had them all done, I actually just went in, because I had taped them, they were so secure on there, I just sanded it all. I sanded it right down and was able to get it down like and because it was all one piece at a time, I didn't lose any detail at all. I kept all of it.
Yeah.
Well, having that green base too, man, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it worked out well because I did it with green stuff, so that way I figured if there was rub, I at least had myself covered there, right? So
that's why I did my sculpt I was telling you about with the one I'm doing. No, it's kind of strategic, but I'm also kind of lazy.
It's a good idea though. It's a good backup just in case, right?
Yeah, and obviously it has to be darker cut. It has to be darker than the green, so you can't dye green white, unfortunately. But
yes, yeah,
that's what milliput's for. Then your figure can weigh 20 pounds.
That's right. That's right.
How did you do the eyeshadow, Matt?
How did I do the eyeshadow?
Yeah.
I took a very fine brush and I like literally just watered the paint down to like water, basically. And
that's hand painted on the eyeshadow?
Hand painted, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just one layer or multiple layers?
Two layers. Yeah. The first one I put on didn't do enough. So when I went over it again the second time, it picked it up a lot better. So, but like I literally was like 50-50 paint and water. Like it was like I was painting with like watercolors pretty much.
I tried it. Well, I did that too, actually. I tried that on Maro. In my head, I always say Maro, but I think it's Maro.
I think it's Maro, yeah.
But I actually tried that on Maro, and it looked okay. But then I was like, but it didn't really fit with her face or her character. So I decided to go back to just like flesh tone. But I was totally inspired by your face paint on this. I was like, oh, I want to do that too. I'm doing a female custom.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
And, this is honestly, I mean, you do a lot of great work in general, but this is definitely a favorite of mine.
I don't love it. You what? Sorry.
I just say that face just pops, man, and the whole thing.
It really does. I mean, and
everything draws you right to that.
And the greens, like the vibrance.
I like the greens
of the legs, the green on the legs, the vibrance of that paint app there. But on top of that, the green on the like the torso, the gloves, etc. And then you hit a little dry brush, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and a wash. The wash doesn't really show in the pictures as much, but
sneaky little Canadian.
Yep, you know me.
Dry brush.
Yep, you know me.
No, it works. It works really, really well.
I did this alternate head for her as well, but I liked the other one better. But I just wanted to give him some options. I also gave her. Okay, so basically what happened was I was gonna make him a Darkwing Duck, and I was like building a body from scratch, and the shoulder joint kept breaking on me, and I was like, anything else I would feel like he could fix. Not that I don't think he could fix it, but it just like because it kept breaking on me, I was like, I don't want to get to the end where I'm reassembling this thing and it breaks and I have to go back, and it just wasn't. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I was struggling with it, and it just So
that was correct me if I'm wrong. That was your first pinless buck.
Female. I've used
No.
male. Yeah, first pinless female. Yeah.
Very
So,
good.
and I really struggled with both legs, knees, and elbows. They were fucking annoying. So
My struggle was the elbows. I got the knees okay, but yeah, when I did the Slave Leia, Mary Jane, every time I painted it, it rubbed off again. I got so frustrated. So yeah, kudos, man. I know what you went through.
yeah, it's exhausting. I do really like these vines. I think that's the thing I like the most about it. I like the little vine accessories I did. I think if I could redo it, the only thing I would change is I would have shaved down the torso before I started applying the leaves, just so I could have kept that more curvy, like thinned out, like superhero physique body. But I still like it. But that's my if I was back at square one, that's the only thing I would have changed. I think. So
Sure.
there's always something, always something.
I get what you mean.
You know how it is, right?
I mean, I honestly think it's perfect, but I get what you're saying.
That's how we grow too. It's like, okay, next time. Everybody else might think it's great, but yeah, that self-criticism. It's like, at least I know next time I'm gonna take that approach when I do anything similar.
I'm pretty good at shitting on myself, so you guys both know how that is. I know you guys both know how that is. So.
Well versed.
I'm up to my beard in it.
All right, let's keep this moving. We're running a little close on time here. So this is a Electra Daredevil. So T-Fits received this, and it was made by Evan Flow Customs, who is another one of our newbies. Mm-hmm. I think this might be one of his best customs he's ever made. Like that DD on the chest is like so clean. Even if it's a water slide, it's so clean. It's really, really nice. I like the bendy wire on the side too.
Yeah, and I think there's something about well, it's funny because I've got one sitting right here, but I think there's something about customs that are painted in black and red.
Yeah, they pop like crazy.
That just pop, and that's hilarious because it's basically like the parts he used were the exact opposite.
Yeah.
That's great. And actually, what are those legs?
Those are from a hand ninja, I believe.
Really?
I think so.
They work really well.
I think the boots are Bucky caps, I believe.
Huh.
Oh no, maybe the boots aren't Bucky. Oh no, it's not a Bucky cap, it's a female figure. He must have just attached them.
Those might be from an old. I can't tell. I wonder if that's from an old Legends figure.
Maybe.
But those legs work surprisingly well. I wouldn't have thought that.
They do. I actually made like an original character for somebody at commission a couple years ago, and I did something similar to this where I put those legs onto a female body, and it worked amazing as like a Japanese like kind of like baggy, like I think of like Dragon Ball style, right? Like bigger baggy pants kind of thing. So,
I am a fan of those legs. I mean, those are the legs from the Doctor Strange movie figure, I think. But I used them on the Sly Rax custom I did for Trevor Zamet.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
I used Namor's legs on my Cammy custom from Street Fighter, like straight up dude legs.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Man, fucking reveals. Holy shit.
I know, there's so many. Okay, so this one is another one that I love. So this one was made by Rick's Action Figure Chop Shop, and it was received by Mr. Mixaplixalix. I don't know how you say that, so sorry. But
yeah, I don't know. Mixie.
So yeah, so again, this is cool to me because it's another one where like Rick kind of like went out of his comfort zone. This is in no way like anything that he ever does, and he had to do like a head sculpt and a feet sculpt and hand sculpt for this. So, and he had to shorten limbs. So I have to say,
yeah,
kudos, because honestly, like I did all that work on shortening limbs for Darkwing. They were done, and like it took a long time to get them right and like looking good. And yeah, I love this. I think this is so cool. When he sent this to me, I was like, fuck yeah.
I started a brew custom many years ago. Had no idea who the character was, but there was I honestly can't remember who this was that commissioned me to do these. He commissioned me to do that Quentin Quire custom, and then was wanting me to do a couple more. And brew was one of the ones that I had started to work on, and I really love working on stuff like this like weird shit that's oddly proportioned. And
yes, yeah, this is your wheelhouse, man. I think you do your best work when you do this kind of stuff. Like I always think back to the crab. I can't remember the crab's name, but like I think to this day that crab is still one of my favorite things you ever did. And I love your My Pet Monster too.
Herman the Hermit Crab, I think is.
Yes, yes, I love that figure. Still to this, I was looking at it the other day. Actually, I can't remember why I was on your page, but I was on it looking through older stuff. Oh, because my friend did a My Pet Monster, and I was looking to find yours so I could show him.
Oh,
so yeah.
Cool, thanks.
What up, Matchu Toy? How's it going, buddy? Nerf Herder said Rick was another one in my helper group. He put a lot of thought into base bodies and a lot of work into sculpting. It looks great. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think he did a really good job on it. So, Collector Express said he thinks those might be G.I. Joe classified ninja legs on for the female DD, but I don't know. I think it might be the
ninja. I think they're Red Hand Ninja. I agree.
You think so? Yeah, I think they might be, but I don't know. I guess we can ask.
Yeah,
I love this. It's great. And then we get to another new person this year. So Morning Wolf received this awesome Fabian Cortez, and it was made by Fanplastic 4, who is new to the swap this year. And like this just looks official. Like it looks so clean.
Straight up, yeah.
It does, yeah. But honestly, I was excited to see this, to see what he did, and he delivered exactly, I think, on the level that I was expecting. It's really clean, looks like an official release, and he's the one that I think
is pads are crazy.
Mondo Toys X-Men figures.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So it's really nice to see. It's always nice to see what the pro toy sculptors do, because they often do kind of a blend of like simplicity mixed with like a level of detail that's just above and beyond. And yeah, he nailed it. That head sculpt.
Yeah. That looks all crazy. And it's a nice paint job too.
Oh yeah.
It's just
shoulder arm too. Yeah, that's perfect.
Good job, Fanplastic 4, and thanks for joining us. And he received his figure from you, so we're gonna get to that in a couple minutes here, or probably towards the end because it's one of the newer ones. This one is done by Dirks Designs, who's here in the chat, or was here in the chat, and it was done for Hypno Hustlers Customs, and this is Brain Drain. Again, this reminded me of you, Wes, because I remember you did a Brain Drain like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I did make this character too, yeah.
It's very funny.
I had a lot of fun making it, and when I saw this, I was like, hell yeah.
So cool.
Great. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else do it until this one.
I haven't either. The only reason I know this character is because of your custom. So I have no idea.
I only knew of it from whoever requested it on their Secret Santa list. I don't even remember.
That's good. Prime's here. What up, Prime? How's it going, man?
Very cool.
Yeah, I like some of the choices he made with this custom too. I don't know why I didn't think of this. So he did. He printed the 15s. I can't remember.
Yes, the steps.
10, stop doing crimes. 20, go to 10. I wrote mine out by hand, and then I like punched through the like the little circles that he printed. I punched through with like a needle on my paper. In retrospect, I don't know why the fuck did I think to print out the Xerox paper. Is so stupid.
I love it. It's so good. And I love how it even has the little holes on the side of the paper too, right? Like it's like the old school printer.
Like this looks so, and this looks better. This
looks great.
Paper on here looks better.
And in fairness, though, it's amazing what a couple years of development on the Legends team side, like with base bodies, right? Like because this base body, like It fits perfectly,
That
right?
makes the difference. Yeah, I did mine from like a DC. I used a DC figure for mine, which I rarely do, and it was like not like a DC. It was like a DC Direct. I can't remember what they're called. DC Collectibles figure with no. I don't think it had any torso articulation either. I can't remember. But
cool.
I had to use a weird upper section to get mine
to
done.
get that to work.
Yeah, because with the wrinkles and stuff.
Yeah.
And then here comes Hasbro with a perfect wrinkly body.
I know.
We can use
it's great. Jared, who is Dirk's Design, says my wife designed that for me, the sign. So that's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, that's great.
really, really cool.
Is there like a light purple dry brush on that? Am I seeing that right?
Let me zoom in.
It looks like there's so much dimension to that purple.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It does look like you can see it a bit, but I can't tell what's natural shadows and what's...
Right. Which, I mean, in and of itself is just great.
That being said, it does look like the torso is actually a like cottonmouth, maybe, if I had to guess. Like, it looks like it's not... It looks like he just used the arms and the legs from it.
Yeah, he definitely did not just use the straight red skull. Dormammu, yeah.
Yeah. Looks great.
Yeah, the brain came out great too.
Marcus E says, perfect wrinkly body, LOL. That's the definition of me. There you go. Yep, 3 shades of airbrushing. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you do it with an airbrush too, it's even more subtle. Like it's more almost, you almost just see it in... There's so much paint that I do that's so subtle that like really never shows up in a picture. So there you go. Cottonmouth torso. And boots, it looks like. So this turned out great, man. Honestly, this is awesome.
I had when I first saw this, I kind of did a double take because I was like,
I did that.
At a glance, I was like, wait, is that mine?
Someone just gave yours away in part of the swap.
Just because the approach on the brain is very similar. And so, Dirk's Designs, I love this. It came out great. You should go check mine out too. Do a little comparison. We're like the only 2 people that have ever made this.
Made it, yeah. So true. Yeah, it turned out great. Good job, dude. Amazing work. Thanks for joining us this year. I'm glad that you decided to join us. This one is a guy named Rex Hauser. It's not something I'm familiar with. The Nail.
Me neither.
Custom Famous J received it, and it was made by Norse King Jedi, who was one of our new participants this year. So I know that he kind of hit a wall with time. We were kind of talking, and he had a bunch of more stuff he wanted to do. He had like a bunch of accessories he wanted to do, and he had something happen in his life personally that like I can't remember exactly the details, but it basically stopped him from getting a chance to like do any more. So he kind of just had to do what he had. So. But yeah, pretty cool. I like the head. I looked at the source material because I didn't know what I was dealing with. I think the head sculpt's really good. I'm not quite sure what that is from, but it looks like he captured the big mutton chops and the slick back hair really well. And I also like the nail hands, which are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Love the chops. Chops.
I do too. Big fan. And then we got another double gift for this one. So Pickett received a double gift. Mr. Mixaplixalixalix he did this Sin figure, and he did the unicorn. Not familiar with either character, but always cool to get
characters.
No, I mean I know Sin. Isn't Sin like Red
Skull's daughter?
Skull's daughter, yeah.
I mean, she was a big part of the Brubaker run where Winter Soldier and Cap ended up getting killed and all that stuff.
Oh,
yeah, she was a big part of that of that run. I kind of hate her character, but I always will think of her with that run of comics. And then Unicorn is just one of those hokey villains that has just been around forever.
Is it like a Thor villain or like a Spider-Man villain or?
I think a Spider-Man villain maybe, but you know what I think of for Unicorn is there was one comic called Soviet Super Soldiers, I believe, and I think it was a one-shot, and it was weird. and there was a version of Unicorn in that, and he took his helmet off, and that what was underneath that unicorn horn was actually some big long eyeball.
Just like a giant penis.
It was like, yeah, it honestly did. Totally like a penis ball head. Probably like 12 years old looking at this comic. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, it had like every member of the Soviet super soldiers in it. What is that even what they're called? I don't even know. But like Crimson Dynamo was in it, and Titanium Man, and
those are, I can't remember the name of those guys because I didn't really read anything that wasn't X-Men or Spider-Man, so I kind of just know them from like
some weird one-shot comic that just exists. I don't know. I don't think they ever revisited it, but yeah,
interesting choice nonetheless. So always curious about like how some of those characters get onto lists too, right? It's like interested to know.
I doubt it's because he had a penis eye in Soviet super soldier.
October Guard. That's what Collector Express says.
October. That's G.I. Joe. October Guard.
Is that okay?
G.I. Joe.
Marcus says IP.
Well, deal me, it's in the wrong place.
Penicorn.
Okay, so we got Tin Rocket Customs received this. So this is an original Rhodian character that he put on his list. It's like I think his request was a pimped out Rhodian bounty hunter, I believe is what it was. So this is what Hypno Hustlers Customs came up with. It's like it's like a pimped out Greedo, really is what it is. I love the designs on I love this earpiece that connects to the eye. I think I love little attentions to detail like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's smooth.
Very, very cool. It looks like a Lando body maybe with Star-Lord jacket maybe.
That one arm is from that character that Benicio del Toro played in the one.
Yeah. That's I can't remember his name, but it's like a sequel character, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Very cool. Original characters are fun. I like it.
Yeah,
cool. Absolutely. I love the
original one I've done was a Star Wars character as well.
Yes, I remember that one. That was when you did that bounty hunter for Pym, and it had that cool mask that was see-through, right?
Yeah, had like kind of a weird effect to it.
Yeah, I love that.
Thanks.
This is the figure that Rick's Action Figure Chop Shop received, and is made by another newbie, Pixel Phantom. Sorry, newbie. I shouldn't say that. He's a new to the event. Pixel Phantom 85, and he made this Birdman, which I think is really cool. I was in his helper group. I know he was really struggling to get that yellow cleaner, but I think it still turned out pretty good. Yellow's a hard color to paint, so it's always tricky.
I would have avoided it.
Yeah, I have a good system for it, thankfully, so it doesn't scare me quite as much. But
I think I'd be okay with it now. But it's just one of those things that just it's not my first choice. That's all.
I agree.
I like the selection of the wings on this body.
Me too. Yeah. I like these. Do you know what these wings are from? Because I can't place them.
So at a glance, I believe they are from a DC Direct Hawkman figure.
Nice. I dig them.
Hey, cat. Fuck you up.
Is your cat knocking down stuff?
She's tearing up the only chair I have in this room that's not my wife's. I had to get rid of one chair, and she's like, "Oh, look, I could fuck this one up too."
That's funny.
She's my first cat I've had with claws, so she's got all of her talons.
This is perfect.
This is perfect. I agree.
Oh man,
this is like, yeah.
How do you say her name? Saturnine?
I say Saturnine. What do you say?
I say Saturnine.
Yeah, I say Saturnine.
So I actually don't know who this character is. She's an X-Men character of some
Excalibur. Sort. She's an Excalibur.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I don't recognize her.
In my mind, I always think of her as being Emma Frost, but not.
But Excalibur version. Yeah,
but she's actually in some of the newer X-Men comics, like X and Swords, I think. They really kind of establish her as like pretty evil. because if I remember correctly, I think she makes a bunch of characters fight each other, and one of the characters, because this is at the point where the X-Men basically can be reanimated, like they just come back. But one of the characters is killed and isn't able to come back. I might be blending storylines here, but anyways, but yeah, Saturnine is an interesting character and an interesting choice. The dress alone would have made me be like, no.
He was smart, man. How he did this.
Oh,
So
yeah,
this was made by Morning Wolf for anybody. We just started talking about this custom. This is Morning Wolf Customs, and Pim Particles received it. His approach on this was super smart. He was in my helper group as well.
Brilliant.
And he did. So to get that skirt, he actually used the bits from the Watcher from the What If.
Okay.
I was staring at these photos the other day because I'm just like, you know, he's one that just amazes me. He does such great work, such clean work.
Always great. I always love how he kind of shows the process as well.
Seems to be so quick at it.
He's very fast, but he only works on one figure at a time. He's not like, he can't have multiple projects on the go. So he literally will work on something till it's finished, then do the next one. He never does more than one in advance.
So smart.
Yeah, well, that's how you bang them out, right?
That's
Who does that?
You hit a wall and you deal with it instead of
I'm always like
being like, I'll deal with this later.
I've got sculpting material good to go. I need to have at least 5 things in the works to put the leftover sculpt on. You know, like I just never get anything done. But no, this is a brilliant custom, and again, I mean, there's nothing to complain about on this one.
No, I agree. There's
literally nothing you can nitpick. The execution is flawless. The paint apps, it's another color that's difficult to paint sometimes is white.
Yep.
You can't tell on this that it would be hard to paint.
That Nebula head's a great choice too.
It's one of my favorite bodies.
You know what? I'm kicking myself looking at this thing. Like, I have that Watcher piece in my fodder. I didn't even think to use it for my Agatha figure.
Like, oh my god, that would have worked perfectly.
So much easier if I would have started with that piece. So kudos there. But yeah, I'm like sitting there looking at this going, oh shit. It's nice, so awesome.
And I mean, and again, like, I can speak personally because I have a piece from him. Like, it's clean, man. I say to him, I'm like, you're like the perfect mix of like new collector and Pim Particles. You get like the crispiest lines, the best part selection, and he utilizes like the parts that he has as best as possible. And then also having to like the finish that he gets on him. Like, I know Wes was saying earlier is like you get this finish on it that like looks official. Right. And like his figures that I have from him, he made me an AOA Storm, and like she fits in so perfectly with my official figures. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, like those lips and everything, man. Just the blue.
Yeah, so they're great. Yeah, he did a great job. So kudos to Morning Wolf. This was his first year joining us as well. And yeah, he did an amazing job. So like, how can you complain about that? That looks pretty flawless. Fucking A. We lost Wes. He must be dealing with something. There you go.
No, I had to get a snack.
He had to Tenko.
I get it.
That's why I left, yeah.
Next up, M Gant 310, who was on the Fwoosh, was Diddy Customs. Or I don't know.
I've got a Diddy at home.
You got a Diddy?
Yeah. It was a Dawn figure. I freaking love it.
Oh, I remember that. That was from like 2 years ago? Summer Swap?
Shit, dude, man. That was
longer than that?
Say like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I was still in my old house then. So yeah, maybe even 5 years, but
that's crazy.
Still, yeah. No.
Well, he received this. This wasn't his figure. It was made by Merc Mouth Customs made it. So, and yeah, it's White Panther, right? Is that right? Or White Tiger? White Tiger. Not familiar with the character, but the paint apps are really clean. Again, white base, looks clean. Get that nice pop of green on the belt, and then like the tiger lines or the stripes or whatever are all like very clean.
Is that mask sculpted on?
Looks like it, but I can't tell for sure.
They actually made a White Tiger, not this version though.
Yes, I remember on the teen body. I used to buy it for fodder.
I think is what they were called. But yeah, one of the earliest teen bodies that Marvel has or that Hasbro's reused over and over.
Yes, I hate it.
You hate that?
I just don't like the feet.
I think at this point I don't love it either, but
yeah.
But it's
I find the legs fall off on them really easy too, and they get really loose. I find too.
Well, I think I was gonna say it's the first female body I think that had the legs that you could remove.
Yes, it was.
Easily.
Yeah, they just pop off with some heat. So,
but there's a leak of new Gwen Stacy figure, their new Spider-Gwen figure from the new Spider-Verse movie.
Yep,
and that looks like 10 times better.
I don't like how stylized they look. I need to see them in person, but they're very stylized. I'm not sure that I'm feeling it, which is weird because I want that section of my shelf to be stylized, but I feel like they're too stylized.
I feel like that Spider-Gwen figure, I mean, compared to the one that we got.
Yeah, compared to the one we have, it's better.
Looks a lot.
The thing is like the main cast won't ever be replaced by my Sentinel figures. I have like the import figures, right? And their quality is so good. They don't. Miles, Peter B, and Gwen will never be replaced by a legend because those ones are just too good. So, yeah, this turned out great. So nice work, Murkmouth Customs. This was again his first year joining us. So thanks for putting in the effort and putting out a good figure. He received this. And this was made by T-Fits. Again, another longtime participant of these events.
Toronto, yeah.
I have no clue what this is, but I remember when at check-in, when he's checked in with me, he asked for my opinion on a couple things. And we were talking because he's like, I don't want to just paint it red. He's like, the character is just all red, but he's like, I want to like add some stuff. So I was like, maybe try to do some gloss, some matte. Looks like he ended up throwing some metallics in there as well. But I have no idea what this is. Do you guys know what this is? It's Among Us Imposter.
Freaking awesome, man.
Do you know what this is, Draven?
I don't.
You just
love
think
it
looks
though.
Cool?
It's just, anything that's off the beaten path, man, I absolutely love. So especially like you said, just the difference in the reds and the shine. And
oh, see, I didn't even recognize that either. Marcus E says that Phantom Ranger helmet's smart too. Definitely Daft Punk vibes for sure. All right, I'm trying to wrap up in like the next 15 minutes because I know Wes has to go to bed because he has to get up super early. So only got a few more here. So
yeah, I do have to
this one, it should look familiar to you because you literally finished it like a week ago. I got there so quick. So this is what Fan Plastic 4 received, and this was made by Wes. This is Mero from X-Men, and as you can see, she comes with an assortment of bone accessories, which is awesome.
I don't love these photos though.
Let's look at yours. Your 360 that you did today is good. So you can see all the weapons. Nice.
Oh yeah, you can see a lot more detail on the bones on your pictures there.
I agree. Not so washed out, right? With the
light.
Light.
Well, anytime the flash is used in a photo, it kind of like brings out all the stuff that doesn't look good.
That's fair. I like that you did the angry head with no pupils and then the regular head with pupils. That's really cool.
I think it was an awesome touch. Yeah, absolutely.
Back and forth on those for sure.
Yeah, I know you did. This turned out great though, man. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it actually looks like bone.
Yeah, it really does.
Looking cool.
Yeah, especially
because I think a lot of people default to I got to paint it white.
White,
and that's not the case. I mean, you nailed that, ivory tone.
And you got that nice sturdy wash on it too, and the like on the chest and the hips and the knees, in particular, it really shows.
I hit it with I think it's Citadel, some kind of like bone wraith, I think is what it's called. I realized I don't even have a normal white right now. But I hit it with that first, then I hit it with a wash, and then went back over it again with the bone wraith color to kind of like pop it back out again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think my favorite thing about this though is that when he received it, he said that it comes with swappable backbones, which it does not. But the comment I made to you guys is that I suppose anything's swappable if you pull on it hard enough. They were glued in place. I would have liked for them to be swappable, but it wasn't in the cards. But I suppose technically they could be.
Well, this is another one where like you kind of were back and forth on a few figures. That you always do that though, but like you always kind of start with 3 and eventually get to 1, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think with this, I mean, I had a lot of fun sculpting the hair. It was my first time sculpting with not first time sculpting with Procreate, but my first time really feeling like I was getting anywhere with it. Those that bone weapon that's in her front hand there, those are actually from a old vintage. We're calling it vintage, even though it wasn't that long ago. McFarlane Spawn, like armored Spawn figure. Those actually come apart in the middle, so they can be 2 weapons.
Separate.
That's so cool.
2 weapons that are 4 weapons. Those are just straight repaints, but the one that's in her backhand, those knives, I actually sanded down a couple of, I don't know what they're from. They're from that like smiley face guy from the old Legendary Comic Book Heroes line.
I know what you're talking about.
I think they're the knives from him. And
Cool.
I sanded down the handles so that I could get so that I wouldn't build up the sculpt too much. And I sculpted over the whole thing to have a basis for making the bone weapons, but without having them still look like just regular knives. And then that hooky weapon in the back,
sickle.
Yeah. I just sculpted the handle, like I shaved the handle down and sculpted over that.
Cool.
So.
It looks good, man. You did a great job.
Since you got it all to the same level too, you would never known they're from multiple different pieces at all. Yeah, very uniform. It's great.
Thank you.
Job well done, sir.
I don't normally do female customs. This is breaking outside of my comfort zone on that one too.
Speaking of outside of comfort zone, so this one is made by Face Customs, who started with us last year at Christmas. And went to Greg Sarabia. Is that right? Sarabia? Is that how you say his name?
Sarabia.
Sponsor.
So the cool thing about this. So what does Greg works on? He's another professional, right? He works in the industry too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's doing right now, actually. So I feel bad because I actually don't exactly know what he's doing. I know he was working for Leica for a little while. Which is the film company that made Zubo and the Two Strings. They do like a lot of like claymation style movies.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not 100% sure what he's doing right now. I know he's got his own line of figures that he's doing that are just fucking amazing. They're customs, but he's doing like a full resculpt. That's the last thing I remember seeing him doing was like they're like armored knights. They're like knights in suits of armor. I feel like I said that weird, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, he's the best with cloth. Whenever I had when I had a question about my my Black Knight, I reached out to him on the cloth.
Oh, really?
Like, just the work he does, it's unreal. I mean, the way he makes that work on a.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely, in my opinion, for people that do cloth and customs, I think he's got to be the best.
Oh, nice. See, I didn't even know who he was until Wes was like, I got Greg to join. And I was like, cool, who is that? So then when I went and looked, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he and Warak are the two that got me into this. So
that's so crazy.
Yeah, he was a spawn sauce from Foosh, but he was a Foosh participant for a long time.
I remember you saying spawn sauce, and then I pieced it together, right?
Yeah, he participated a lot in the past, and I've been trying to get him back in the event for years now, so I was super happy that he came back.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, this looks dynamite, and I'm sure he's happy to have it. I remember when I gave Stu the Face Customs, when I gave him the address and he saw the name, he's like, holy shit, this is going to Greg? He's like, I love Greg. I'm such a fan of his work or whatever, right? And I was just like, oh, well, good thing you made this sweet. And again, this is another cool one because, Face Customs usually does like Marvel stuff, does a lot of female characters. I mean, this is obviously still female, but he's like, this was the most like out of my normal thing I could have done. So he's like, I did it. And he's like, yeah, look at how amazing this turned.
that's so freaking
like the quality on the details. Like I especially love this in particular. It's minor, but like I love this glowing ball and effect that he kind of has on like
Yeah.
the wood staff around. Like, man,
Well, I think it's crazy.
Crazy.
You see something like this, it's so easy to take it for granted because you don't realize how much of it's actually sculpted.
like this was probably just started as like a blank base body, I bet.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's no surprise that it's really well
No,
done. It's amazing.
I agree. I agree.
But yeah, I see. I mean, definitely, I can understand how it's outside of the comfort zone, but it's just perfectly executed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's one of my favorite pieces of the event so far. He's done a great job. I'm so happy that he enjoys it too. Like he, you know, like I was saying, like, oh, thanks for jumping in again and joining us. And he's like, honestly, man, he's like, I love it. And I can tell that he enjoys it because he is probably the one constant who is like going back on all the things he misses and commenting on them and stuff. And like, again, it's that camaraderie piece that I really am looking for. And like, it's so cool to see that. Right. So it's awesome. It's very cool. His gift is on his way to him. There's so many things that are going from the US to the UK this year, and it is just so fucking slow moving, man. Everything is some of the first ones to ship, and they're still not there. So,
That's where he's based out of.
yeah, he's in
His
the
customs?
UK. Yeah.
I had no idea. That's so cool.
Let's
Yeah.
give out his full address.
Okay, I'll do it right now. Let me flash it on the screen. This one is out of order. This one got revealed earlier, but I unfortunately somehow, I know it was in the stories, but I missed posting it, so I just caught up the other day. So this is a Zealot from Wildcats that was made by mgant310, aka Diddy Customs from the Fwoosh, and Pixel Phantom 85 received it. So very cool. Again, it's another character who I haven't seen in many years, but like I remember this was another one that used to be on lists like that I've received multiple times. I've had this option on my list many times to be able to choose from. So, but yeah, pretty cool.
Absolutely.
And to finish up the night, let's look at this really cool Exodus figure. So this was received by X-Men Legends, who was the guy who made that rocket racer, and was made by Famous J at Custom Famous J. I received a custom from him from Summer Swap. He did a Mystique, an AOA Mystique, which I love. And this looks fucking great. He did a great job.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a very clean. There's just another one. I feel like there's just been so many customs that have turned up that are just so clean and perfectly executed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fits the character so well.
The detail on the armbands there around the arms. Like, yeah,
I like particularly this little piece right here and this one right here.
Uh-huh.
I know that Famous J uses 3D printers for stuff. So I'm questioning if he sculpted or printed those, but they're clean as hell regardless. So
yeah, I wonder about the back pieces too. I know if I ever made this custom, I would probably use the back pieces from the old Toy Biz.
The old one. So would I.
Yeah,
I would never attempt to do that on my own. Yeah. So Jordan from Canada, sorry I missed your thing. Is this a Mystic Legions? No, I believe it is done on a Marvel Legends body, I think. So but yeah, this custom is great. But X-Men Legends didn't shy away from taking some fantastic pictures too. Like the pictures definitely don't hurt to like sell the figure. Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? Especially because he had them in his display, like right in the center, like in the back there at the center.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. Look at that cool Scarlet. Like I love how he put all those hex effects around her.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Absolutely,
man. Very cool. But yeah, this turned out great. So very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding work.
And that's where we are at. So
you'll be able to add the wasp to those photos here soon. I'm gonna do a post real quick and
cool.
Yeah, are you gonna do we're gonna do like a second event once everything else is revealed? And
I'm open to it if you guys want to come back and can make the time. I will definitely. I mean, I do this every Wednesday, so I'm happy to have guests on. That's always fun. And when we can do something like this, we can. Like I said, there's still lots to see. There's still another 20-ish figures to go. So yeah, if you guys want to, I'm 100% down.
Maybe we do another unboxing.
That'd be great. Well, I still am waiting for mine. Mine's in transit. So
Draven's waiting on his still too, right?
Draven's waiting on his. Well, Draven's is technically done, but Draven not quite there yet.
Technically isn't. Some people's kids, I swear to God.
Some people's kids, fucking kids.
Hopefully everybody understands when all's said and done, but
all I can tell you is like, and without saying anything, but you know, I'm in 2 helper groups, so I'm in the one that I created, and then when we started this, the 3 of us just said, the hell with this, we're just going to be in a group too. So I had 2 groups, and I have been getting to watch Draven put his figure together, and I don't know why I'm surprised, because like literally you never half-ass anything, but like, and I think we and Wes say the same thing every day. It's like, this thing is bonkers. Like,
yeah, like I don't even know what the hell to say, man. Like, stop
neither.
Pictures because like I can only come up with you're a
so many words to be blown away.
No, but it's gonna be a showstopper.
I agree, totally.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you're killing it. It'll be worth the wait. That's all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the goal is Christmas. I really want to make sure they get it by Christmas, and I think it's doable. So.
We still got 2 weeks ish, not quite, but
yeah. I figured if I'm shipped by Monday evening, we should be good.
You'd be laughing.
I think you've got it.
Me too.
Yeah, and offline we need to have some conversation about where else we are with some others.
We'll catch up. I'll let you get to sleep tonight, and we'll catch up tomorrow about it. And then
shit, I'm tired, man. You 2 hours behind me, so.
I still got a whole night of work ahead of me. I got some work to do on this warbird. I'm not done.
Yeah. My cat's giving me a shitty look because she wants some food. So yeah,
she's like, "Get me some food, motherfucker." Marcus, he said, really awesome and inspiring to see all these customs. Thank you very much, Marcus. Thanks for joining us. Jordan from Canada says fantastic work. So much creativity and goodwill. You guys are passing along a lot of good energy. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And Nerf Herder said, thank you guys. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, you still have yours coming, dude. All I'll say to you is please just be a little patient. You know, we're working on it, but yes. Hey, Neil, what's up, man? This is the guy who I'm making Warbird for, so he's been all over this. It's good. Fucking A. Cool. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap this up so you guys can finish off your nights, feed your cats, and go to bed. So,
yeah, I know the work that goes into this. So thank you, guys. This is so fun. It's so much fun, and yeah, it's a hell of a good time, and I really look forward to doing it every year. But I can't commit anymore to doing a figure in the summertime, but I don't want to miss the Christmas event.
Well, Draven, I think for Summer Swap, what I think maybe we can talk offline, but like I might see if you want me to keep doing the social media part of it because I like doing that, and so yeah, if you want, if you want to take it, that's more than fine. But if you want a hand, I'd be happy to help. So.
Yeah, no, I think definitely tag team is going to be the way to go. So
as long as you can still keep mine a secret
last year
from
to be
me.
Special for you guys, so like
we'll plan for that to still be the same thing. We'll do the same thing. We'll keep mine a secret from me, but everything else I'll work around. So guys, if you aren't already following it, please follow the Instagram account for the swap, Legendary Secret Swap on Instagram, or you can follow the hashtag LS3 Customs 2022. To stay up to date with all of the reveals if you haven't already. Anyone that you, if you're perusing the page or anything, go show some of those artists some love. I know an extra follower here and there really means a lot to them. So, you know, please support our artists and yeah. And then for this week as well, thank you guys, Wes, Draven, thank you both. These are your Instagram accounts. So please go and show them both some love as well. Like Wes said, you really will only see 2 customs a year from him because he pretty much only posts. That's not true. You've posted a couple things this year, but
I'm trying to get better about it. I mean, the Instagram I have is really only for customs, so I am trying to get better about it. But we'll see. Next custom we see will actually be one that I'm making for Matt. So we'll see.
Jackpot. Love that.
I may start completely over, Matt, just to warn you.
Oh no, I love that head that you did so far, though. It's good.
Well, I don't think I told you. I already ripped the hair off. So
you did?
Yeah, I chopped it off. I wanted to do it again.
Start it again. That's fair. Was it after you used the Procreate and you're like, oh, this is fun?
Yes, it was actually. After I used Procreate, I took an X-Acto and just basically chopped away at the Fix-It sculpt that I had used, and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna Wes,
gonna try this again.
we can do it. We can do it better. Let's try it again, Wes."
I can't wait.
No.
I can't wait. I'm very excited. And Draven's very active as well. He's pretty much constantly showing work. So give these guys a follow, please, everybody. Show them the love they deserve. And thank you both for giving up your Wednesday night to hang out with us and to kind of go over all this. And yeah, we'll organize a round 2 to kind of finish up the event once we get through all the reveals. So, but thank you both for your time. And thanks for just being good dudes. I've enjoyed getting to know you both better over this whole process. It's been fun. It's been very fun.
And thanks to
nice to
this also.
Yes, I guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah,
we'll find out soon. It was me. No, I'm just kidding. And then thanks to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys all. There's a good amount of you guys here tonight. I really appreciate all of the chat in the group. Next week, I'll be back with what I'm calling a super show. I'm going to have Morning Wolf, Pim Particles, Matchu Toy, Collector Express, and who am I missing? I always miss somebody. Stranded. We're all going to be on here, and we're all going to be going over top figures for 2022. So we're going to do top 5, just so we don't spend a million hours doing it. And I think we're starting an hour early next week. So I think we're going to start at 8 instead of 9 p.m. next week. So mark that down. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cool,
have a great night. See you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Later.
Yeah. Take it easy, guys.